story began in Revenge of the Fallen in the forest battle, where we would see Optimus finishing off Grinder and jumping off of him, and he quickly basically goes to check up on Sam. Megatron still tries to stab him through his spark chamber, but Ironhide and our other Autobots quickly arrive, and Ironhide manages to shoot away his blast and makes him basically stab the ground, giving Optimus the chance to basically back kick him and sends him flying. And Optimus would thank Ironhide and the other Autobots for coming in to save him. And they tell him no problem. But then we would see a portal opening and someone steps out of it. All the Autobots point their weapons, and we would see it's the Fallen. And the Fallen says, "You Autobots have always been a pain in my exhaust pipe. Always making things worse, always making everything horrible." The Fallen says. So I'm gonna do one natural thing. Since even if I fight all of you, I highly doubt I can beat all of you. Maybe Optimus will probably get the finishing blow or one of you. Doesn't really matter. And all the Autobots are confused what he's saying. And Optimus asks, "And who are you?" And the Fallen says, "The last face you'll ever see." As we will see a portal openeath under all the Autobots. Sam, Michaela, and Leo are all shocked to see this, and quickly Starscream will grab the three of them. And we would see Optimus trying to get them along with the other Autobots, but suddenly teleported away. And we would see the Fallen basically go on one knee, exhausted and tired, as he says, "That drained a lot of energy for me. But at least I got them." And Megatron gets up and rushes to his master and is like, "Fallen, my master, are you alright?" Fallen's like, "I'm fine, Megatron. But hopefully they won't be able to come back." "What did you do, master?" "I banished them to another dimension, far, far away from our universe." "Our universe?" "You can say I sent them to another universe, but let's hope they don't find a way back." Hearing this makes Megatron wonder where he exactly is teleporting them to. And we will see Starscream holding all three of the humans and says, "My masters, what should I do with these three insects?" And Megatron looks at all of them with disgust, but then he says, "Keep the boy alive." Which one? "You know which one, you idiot. The one that has the symbols. Sam with Wiki." "Ah, him. And the other two?" "Kill them." "As you wish, Lord Megatron." And Starscream proceeds to do that. He kills Michaela and Leo, making Sam scared, shocked, saddened, and everything, and mad. And now they're gonna use him to basically get the Matrix. But now we cut back to the Autobots, who arrive in a specific universe, which is, we all know, everyone loves it, the Transformers Prime universe, and we would see all of them arrive and land. But when they were thrown through time and space, it kind of did something to them. As when they were thrown through time and space, they kind of became, I would say, 30% stronger, faster, smarter, and overall, you can say they gained some upgrades. And all of them would land and get up. And they're a bit confused where they are. But this is where we would see the TF Prime Autobots come in to basically see what's going on. And they would basically see the 2009 or Revenge of the Fallen Autobots or whatever you want to call them. And RC is looking for Cliffjumper and she doesn't see him. Seeing the other, well, she doesn't really know they're Autobots, but seeing the other Cybertronians just makes her mad as she quickly rushes in to attack them, but Optimus, well, Transformers Prime Optimus stops her as he sees the Autobot symbol on all of them and wonders, "New Autobots? When did they arrive?" And Ratchet checks and is like, "I've never seen them in my database. These must be new Autobots." But they are Autobots, as I scan them. They are the part of the cause, but I don't know. I have never seen them before. And Bulkhead's like, "Huh, but they look quite strong, even scary, you can say." And Bumblebee, well, Transformers Prime Bumblebee is like, in his bleeping voice, are these new friends or new enemies? But Transformers Prime Oxman says, we will have to see. And all of them will go down and look at all of them. And RC basically is you can say panting and just looking frustrated. And the Transformers Prime Autobots, well, Transformers Prime Optimus walks up and asks who they are. And Beavis Optimus and the other Autobots get up and looking straight at him, um you could say Beavis Optimus is quite surprised as he says, I am Optimus Prime, with kind of a confused face as everyone knows him, so he's surprised someone asks him that question. So yeah, and this kind of surprises Transformers Prime Optimus, and RC is shocked, but then goes angry, and then she says, "That's impossible. Optimus is right here," pointing at her Optimus, and then RC, well, well, Beavis RC basically walks up and points to her Optimus and says, "No, this is Optimus." And both ladies kind of look at each other, but then stop arguing and all that because they were arguing for a bit, but stopped when both Optimus Primes tell them to stop. And both Optimuses come to each other and look at each other with a bit of confusion as Beavis Optimus kind of accidentally increased in size. So I would say in terms of height, he's as tall as Predaking, yeah. And he looks at Primus Optimus with a bit of confusion, but he does explain what's going on. And Revenge of the Fallen Optimus, after explaining, asks what's going on, and then Transformers Prime Optimus does the same thing. He also explains, which kind of makes them realize they're from another universe. Well, both of them realize, Beavis Optimus realizes he's in a new universe, while Primus Optimus realizes they are from another universe. And with this, he brings them back to base. And Aussie is mad, but when she hears they're from another universe, it kind of shocks her. And Beavis Optimus would explain each Autobots, introducing Iron Knight, his weapon specialist, who is also now his second in command, since his last second in command tragically died, and introduces his first medical officer, Ratchet, and introduces Bumblebee, his scouts, and the Primus, Bumblebee, and Ratchet look at each other and then look at the Beavis Ratchet and the Beavis Bumblebee like, huh? That's us? Well, Primus Ratchet like, huh. I don't know why he thought that color looked good on him. I don't know if that's an ambulance. And Primus Bumblebee's like, we almost look the same. I can tell. He almost looks like me, but more bulky and more armored. Huh. And Optimus will introduce Sideswipe, his greatest warrior, and introduces Jolt, he's one of his new rookies, who's also a medic and a great scientist, and introduces Skips and Mudflap, two loose cannons who are gonna be promoted to scouts very soon, and introduces Chromia and a leader one. And when Primus Optimus hears a leader one, he looks at a leader with shocks. He's like, a leader one? And in his mind, he would say, she's alive in his universe. Huh. And we would see basically Optimus finally introducing RC. He's one of his greatest assassins. And hearing this makes Transformers Prime RC look at her counterpart in shocks, and looks at Beavis Optimus with also a bit of shocks. And the teams are quite interested in each other. Now, Beavis RC walks up to Primus RC and basically tries to shake her hand, but Primus RC just slaps her hand away and says, "Don't talk to me," and walks away and basically transforms and drives away. In confusion, RC is like, "What's wrong with her?" And Primus Optimus says, "Cliff Jumper, her partner died." Hearing this makes Beavis RC like, "Oh, my bad," as she realized that her counterpart did lost the Cliff Jumper. So yeah, But yeah, RC will go straight to Jasper, Nevada, and that entire scene would play out the same. So I would say episode one basically ends off the same with Bumblebee and RC bringing back the humans such as Miko, Jack, and Raphael. And yeah, and this will be the end of this part. So peace. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it's short, but I'm busy.